like I'm not gonna be here forever. It's like I want to make my mark the way I want to.
She's got a fake boyfriend. He lives in LA. Says she met him online. I mean, what else can I say? Said he'll visit next May, but that's hard to believe, cause he works in a cafe and playing tickets ain't free. Says he's in school, he's doing big things. He'll be the best welder this world's ever seen. God, I sound like an asshole. I don't mean to be mean. It's just when we talked, you had bigger dreams. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know.
Podcasting stuff we just started. Boosh.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. Who am I here with today?
Let's see. The best way to describe it, because I'll say I'm Jermaine Napier, San Antonio local here, but then also AKA I go by Luc Grey. That's my stage name. But those are like interchangeable.
Is that the same artist that put out the Moon album?
Yeah, like anything that's like art related, music related, like anything creative, it all goes under Luc Grey.
What's that name even mean?
So it's a kind of a mishmash of kind of tag handles I had throughout the years, especially when I'll say the gray part was probably in my shady days.
What does that mean? Were you a drug dealer or something?
No, nothing like nothing like that. Nothing like that. You know, I used to skirt on eBay with the whole like gray market, like selling.
Were you on the dark net?
No, never on the dark net. That's what I'm saying. Gray. It's like still legal, but not technically legal.
You on that like bootleg eBay?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
eBay or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So like the funny thing is how I actually got my start with just making money like on the internet. That was before.
Tell me this. This is because I need some. I need money.
Hey, there's always the gray market.
Tell me the tech.
So I mean, of course, now it's probably more like scrutinized because this was like during the 90s where like all this stuff could fly.
Yeah.
So what I did, this is before, you know, YouTube existed. All we had was like Real Play. Do you remember Real Player?
What do you mean? Oh, Real Player 1 and all that shit. That was horrible. That shit sucked ass.
Yes, it did.
I hate Real Player and Real Player streaming and all that shit. I blocked that from my mind. How dare you make me remember that shit? That's why I had a brain fart. That's horrible.
So this is pretty much what I had. It was like, I hate Real Player. And like to see those music videos all pixelated, like JPEG, like quality. So I had the idea, like I've been collecting music videos. It's like, I am just like a hoarder with music. It's like ever since, you know, like the radio days, like 102.7 FM here, like I'll just get my cassette and like, you know, just record songs. I have my dual cassette player, so I'll just be recording songs, doing mixtapes for everybody.
Yeah.
So I started doing that with MTV, like how I actually got my start making music was actually MTV Amp. I'm not sure, have you ever heard of Amp?
MTV Amp?
Yeah, Amp.
Nah, I know Winamp, but I don't know MTV Amp.
So the Amp, it was pretty much its own kind of like music, like MTV's like spinoff of a music station dedicated for electronic music.
Okay.
So it's like this 1 hour, I believe it was on like Saturday or Sunday mornings at 1 a.m. So technically Saturday night, but it spills over to 1 a.m. Like
this was like the EDM hour or something.
Or like it was even like EDM didn't even exist back. This was just like like straight up techno trance.
But yeah, what EDM would be now?
Yeah, exactly. What an EDM would be would evolve to.
Yeah.
So they'll just have like this 1 hour just electronic music. And like just artists, like I didn't know none of this stuff existed. I just knew like a little bit of kind of like Chicago house. But it was like these little artists, it was like I was like about, I want to say like 14 years old, like 13, 14 when all this came out. It just blew my mind, especially like with the videos. So I'll just go and just record like all these videos and I stacked them up. Like I believe it ran from like 95 all the way to in the early 2000, like 2002. So I had like all these music videos stacked up and I was like there was like no way for it, like people to even watch these videos. If you missed out, you missed these videos at the time. Right? It was only like, especially in the United States. So I had the idea to I got my dual VHS player. I started making mixtapes of these music videos.
Yeah.
And so I made like volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 because this didn't exist anymore. And like I sold them for like on eBay for like $12 a pop.
Oh wow. Yeah, I used to hear the legends of people selling like videotapes on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Like of just rare shit, like the Star Wars Christmas back in the day, you know, like
that was the good old days.
That's crazy. You can't really do that no more.
Not anymore. It's like,
plus we have YouTube. You shouldn't even.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't.
Like I remember I got a rare print of Nine Inch Nails. Had like a hole, like the actual video that they used, like the MTV used to play the music videos. I actually have that video. So it was like, that's like rare as hell.
I should sell, like, I still have VHS. I have like KBS. That's a Korean broadcasting station in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
I have like K-pop, like live performances of music banks.
Oh wow.
I have Size back in the 90s, like late 99, 2000 era, album 2. He was playing this song called Bird, I believe. And I never knew. I say the same thing about Lil Wayne, because I have The Block Is Hot CD like in my room.
Oh wow.
And with those two guys, I never knew Lil Wayne would be considered the GOAT for some people. You know, because there was a moment where he's the one.
Yeah.
And I never thought Psy would be known to anyone besides me and other people who like K-pop. And that dude ends up for a long time having the #1 YouTube video, you know?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Ever, you know? Like,
I'm pretty sure that was crazy for you then when he just blew up.
Well, I ignored Gangnam Style.
Oh, for real?
Because it came on my Facebook and I was like, oh, it's Psy. Psy's first single is the same song again. It's an electronic rap song, which Gangnam Style is, and he acts like a retard. You know, he acts crazy. He acts crazy. That's always, but I don't know if retard is PC. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know, like, because it's 2017. But stay woke, right?
Stay woke. That's a whole different subject. It's like I could get my PC police tablet. And
I'm sorry, anybody offended about this. I'm sorry. You know. But anyway, he would just always act crazy. Like you can go to all the singles of every album, and he just keeps doing this and doing this. The only thing is he got fatter. So by the time the world gets him, he's kind of big. He's not fat, but he's kind of big.
He got some weight on him.
Yeah, he didn't have that weight back in the
night. Okay, that's crazy.
He's still trying to be the man. Mm-hmm. And I only knew about him because he was on an underground rapper's CD. One of those guys who doesn't get to perform because he does real hip hop, quote unquote, for them. You know, his name was Cho PD. And I think he went to Berkeley in Boston.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a badass, and at that time, he was what a lot of the other independent, or us, or what we do. He was what we do, but in the 90s and early 2000s, because he did all the beats himself, he did all the rap himself, he did all the singing himself, right? Which is Russ now, right?
Yeah,
which
pretty
is,
much.
Hobson, any of these guys, these rappers who kind of grow these independent fan bases, and they're like, yeah, I do everything myself. I got my label. Yeah, he had his own label, Stardom. You know, he did everything. You know, like he did. He was those guys when the internet sucked. The internet was there, so he still used it. Yeah, but the internet sucked
back then. Yeah. So more power to him, though.
Yeah. But I also was a bootlegger too in high school, and I did freshman year. I did tapes, cassettes. So I made mixtapes, actual mixtapes. And I only had a mixer. I didn't have the decks. So I just plugged in CD players and I would just crossfade, not even in tempo or nothing. And people were like, yo, you can crossfade. This is amazing. Because people can't do that.
Yeah, a lot of people can't do it.
And I would just sell albums because you can get them early because this is Napster and WinMX days and all that. So I would just scour, I would just look. Or mom and pop shops sold it 5 days early when they would get it on Thursday. Back when albums came out on Tuesday.
Okay.
It's different now because albums come out Friday now. Yeah. So I don't even know. It doesn't even matter because now the internet is strong that you don't even need to get it first because by the time they get it, the internet should have it already. Yeah. You know? But yeah, now the day is Friday, so who knows what the actual retail date is. I mean, you see for games, like some people have it a week early, like the FGC, whenever there's a new fighting game.
They get a week early, early access.
Yeah. And I don't even mean like Justin Wong and them were given Marvel, but I mean like the others who aren't as famous, they always know a GameStop guy.
And
so it looks like a week early might be like the date for now. But back then, you would get it on Thursday, the stores, and they would just hold it. And Friday, I remember I paid $20 for Jay-Z Volume 3 because I wanted to sell it early.
You're like, I got to get this.
Yeah. And then I wanted it because I was a big fan. And then 2, just to sell it early in high school. And then I, for a lot of reasons, like I was probably one bathroom break away from getting kicked out in freshman year. But because I was like, that was my bad year, I guess. And like, had I not had to pee, I probably might have gotten like thrown out, or who knows, like because my whole crew did.
Wow.
But I came back and I just wanted to sleep because I saw they were being asked, and I just stayed away.
Wow. Dang, that's a good break.
But yeah, I know. Shout out to my bladder. That's gonna be a cut right there. That's gonna be like a promo cut.
Shout out to my bladder. There you go, bladder.
Yeah. But and then so that was like, I got it. Sophomore year ended up being my best year because I quit everything. But I remember like first day of sophomore year, my friends were like, I had built up like a customer base, and they were like, yo man, like I didn't get to buy nothing because your price is so good. I ain't hear no music off the summer. They were ready to buy, and I was like, dude, I quit because man's got to not get kicked out. You know?
I got you.
But then I came back junior year because Dreamcast bootlegging was the shit, and I saw these guys selling $15 and $20 games, and I literally came back and sold $5 and put them all out of business. And it was pretty bad because I didn't even do it for the money. I probably just did it just to beat them. And to the point that some of them were buying it from me because I got into it deep again. So I would go on news groups. I would go on FTP servers.
Oh, you got
yeah.
You're like,
yeah. So I was getting it way before them, and they would buy it from me to try to sell it to the few people they had. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was crazy. I look at that and I'm like, damn, Abraham, why are you poor now? Like, cause you was a hustler. Like I never looked at myself, but I was like, yo, I guess I was back then. And like now I'm a little punk. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, got complacent.
Yeah, man. I blame my family. I blame Texas. I blame San Antonio. Yeah, I was shit in the Bronx. Now I suck. I got perspective, but I'm complacent. I'm complacently perspective. You know?
Yeah, exactly. No, the same way. It's like I used to be a little.
Did you do that in about all that stuff you were doing on eBay? Did you do that here?
I was like
San Antonio. I mean, did you do
that?
Oh,
it was like locally. No, it was all on eBay.
No, but I mean, were you here?
Oh yeah, I was here in San Antonio.
So you like born here and all that stuff. Oh,
I was born here. It's like I stayed in like a couple of places, like just for a couple of weeks. Like I was one of my ex-girlfriends. She lived in Brooklyn. And I was there for about like 3 weeks. Just visiting her.
What years?
Oh, this was like right after 9/11.
Oh, so Brooklyn's like, still Brooklyn?
Yeah. Like that was like 2000, like 2003.
Brooklyn is Austin now, in my opinion. I felt.
Oh wow!
I took the train. I got in there. Yeah, everybody's like it's gentrified, super artsy and stuff. I only spent 4 hours in this new Brooklyn, and it was. I did not like it. I did not like it. Like it's cool.
Okay, it's cool,
but it's Austin. It's Austin.
Is crazy.
It's really Austin in disguise. It's like New York, Austin. You know, like, cause there's photo shoots going everywhere. Like not even like high tech. It's just like New York photo shoots. Like we got this camera. Just stand over there. That's it. You know, we ain't got all this other crap. So I mean,
just shoot
I'm a photographer. What are you talking about? You know, like
I was like. Like shut it.
But literally, like the minute I come out the train station, it's like a sexy girl there, leaning on like whatever those things to close the stores. You know, like those
the
things.
little shit,
like garage, like the same way garages are. And like this is artsy. You know, like same thing. I'm at this park that I know is probably less than 10 years old, like cause too much green there.
There was no green.
This is totally different. It's been Austinized still.
Wow.
Because it just has the vibe. Like the people are there. It just has that artsy like Austin vibe, you know. Going through a character of like New York, you know. I know a lot of New Yorkers who hate that shit. They hate that. They hate Soho now. Like people I grew up with.
Except for the people who are in real estate, I'm sure they.
No, but I meant like people
like the real people
who came from there. Yeah. And like. When I see that, I'm like twofold because on the one hand, it's like, I can walk there. I ain't got to worry about shit now. I ain't got to worry about like getting fucked up or nothing. But on the other hand, like, I get it. But like.
Yeah, the whole culture is like erased.
Yeah. So it's like plus and minus. Even, did you hear Jay-Z 444? this year.
No.
So on that album,
Polishing.
That's his.
That's my polishing. That's my polishing.
That's his like almost like diary album, if you want to say a diary. Like it's a real shit album to the point like the first two songs don't even feel like normal rap because the beat's just playing and he'll just come in and say shit when he wants to.
Okay.
But along that album somewhere he says like he wished one of the investments he did was to buy Brooklyn up the may not all of it, but whatever he could.
Yeah, part, yeah.
Because it changed.
Yeah.
Like it's not his Brooklyn, so.
Yeah, and that's what happens though.
Yeah. But I mean, so I get it. It's like, I think again, like the safety thing is cool, but like what I see what's happening in Austin now, right? Because I'm more familiar with that. I haven't even been there this year. Like I barely go to Austin now. Last time I went was February, my friend's birthday. Like actually, that's not true. I went to sell the H4. Actually, I got a buyer there. I was like, "You buying? I'm going."
All right.
And I love going to Austin. It's just I stopped going mainly because I don't make money right now, so I think it's just not worth the rides. But gentrification, like look, Austin, right, was known for music, right?
Yeah.
And like when you build hotels there and you're like, it's too loud, I'm like, what? Yeah. First off, why'd you build it here? That's fucking stupid. And then second off, it's like, but that's kind of what it is. Now it's like when I hear people talk about New York and like now you're getting rid of the hood shit, and I'm like, okay, I get it, but it's people getting hurt. It's cool, quote unquote, but it's not. Like
it usually is not.
Yeah, it's not. But I mean, like, it's cool for the purposes of like hip hop and that whole style and image, all that bullshit. But what? We can't play till 2 a.m. now? Like,
that's
are you
just
fucking
stupid.
kidding me? Yeah. CEOs are angry because they need sleep. You're like, why are you staying
who cares?
here? Why are you staying here? Like that.
It's like I came here to party.
It's the same thing with like I don't know the history of the Strip, and I guess you never played there, so you never had that thing. But North St. Mary's, like there'd be times where they have like an HOA there, even though it's not really community. But like
for real? They have
there's HOAs there, but like places like La Botanica, that area, like I've played there, and the cops would come and be like, "Yo, it's noise," and like. They'd like compromise. Like the night we played, there wasn't too many people there, so it's like, yo, come on, it's not too many people here. Can you just lower it down, But it's like that should never be. Like if you live in there, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Like you should know what you're getting.
Yeah, this is party land, dude. Yeah. Like so yeah, stuff like that just makes no sense to me.
And that that actually kills pretty much like the whole scene, especially when if they're being. They're going to get away with a little stuff, but then they could be more aggressive later because they could, people could get away with it.
Yeah.
It's like, who knows? Next thing you know, it'll be like, 1 a.m. then freaking midnight.
So how come you don't play live?
I used to when I was younger,
but this alias,
like basically what happened. I had the idea with Final Moon. I didn't want it to just be like by myself. That's not how the project was visioned. I always had like a trio, especially with all the instrumentations, like guitar, bass, vocals, then also the keyboards, drums.
Yeah.
So it's like at least like 3 people. But like me being by myself, like
you don't want to be
I don't want to be by myself. That's like that wouldn't be a good live show. But I had people at the time. I had like 2 other people that I was bringing up. And one was going to be like the main guitarist, and then the other one was going to be kind of like helping me with the keyboard drums, like electric drums. But everything like, so the story with Final Moon, I probably have to go like a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit back, not all the way back to the origin. I could go that if you want to hear the origins, but
yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah, like Final Moon, that was like my main project. I started that when I was still in high school, like 17 years old.
Damn, how old are you now?
What you call it, 30? I was like, I'm 36. So
damn. That's like, but it's only 2 albums, right?
Exactly.
So is it like life stories?
Well, it's basically I describe Final Moon as a alternate dimension of myself, and also like not even like one of myself, but probably like multiple versions of myself, and each just
like
album
Kelly's the one.
Yeah, exactly. So, and like get into the whole story, like that's kind of how I saw it. And it's like in high school, like I was just like I didn't know like nothing about like production, I only knew, only play like piano. Like that's what I did before, like when I was younger, like 10 years old. Jean Michael Jarre, like the Oxygen.
Oh, okay.
Like that was like him was like that guy was the one.
Isn't that like one of the legendary like music electronic guys?
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Period. Exactly. That was the reason why I even like touched the keyboard.
Oh wow. OGs.
Yeah. He had like Oxygen. That melody got in my head. I didn't know how to read music. I just learned I just played it by ear.
Yeah.
And that's actually how I studied piano at the time. But it's like after a while, I was just like, oh, I want to do something else, and just got bored of it.
Yeah.
Then I started doing art, but then I was like going back to amp. I discovered amp, and I was like, oh shoot, this is more like there's more electronic musicians out here that I know. Like I only knew like techno, only like a certain subset of techno artists.
Yeah,
I didn't know like it was like a whole legion of them, and that's like when I was like 14 years old, it just blew my mind. And how I actually, like at the time I was just a fan. I didn't want to make music at all. But I bought my first album, which was Crystal Method Vegas, which is actually 20 years. So it was 20 years ago that I bought this album. And
you still have it?
Oh yeah, I still got it. And I also have it signed by him. So it's like, that was like real cool. And I got the vinyl as well. So
that's what's up.
So I have that, but it was a track called Vapor Trail. As soon as I heard that track, I was like, it just blew my mind. And I was like, okay, I got to start making this music somehow. And I got a job at Dairy Queen. And just like any little checks I get, like I'll buy I bought my first keyboard. It was the Yamaha DJX. And so it's like this little blue keyboard that had like these little, like it was kind of like it had like the little cheesy effects on there.
Yeah.
But like I learned that and like started like doing it. Actually had a sequencer in it. So I learned how to do sequences or like arpeggiators. And so it's like I was getting
like a workstation.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty much like a workstation keyboard. It was really nice. And like one day it was like I heard about a propeller head, Rebirth.
Oh yeah, man. I didn't start with that. I got it when they re-released it as a free thing around Reason 4-ish. Still haven't even really used it since then. Because it's just I feel like right now it'd be used more for the novelty of the limitation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, damn, you started with 0.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It is, yeah. I don't meet too many people who started with Rebirth. Like literally Rebirth.
Rebirth, yeah. I started Rebirth. I'll have to go and like dig through my archives to give you some of my Rebirth tracks.
Yeah, man. Like stuff like that is cool because they have a different sound.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It was like that's why it's like a lot of my stuff just completely like sounds different. And so I got Rebirth, and then there was also another. What was it? It was like another 303 emulator. It was called Rubber Duck.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, rubber is like super obscure.
303 the bass one, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like for me, it was like I started off with like acid. Like I just like I wanted to make acid techno. Like acid. Like I need that 303, that bass line. So that's how I got my start. It was like my main love is house music.
Yeah.
It's like I will never ever make house music.
Why?
Because that's my love. That's like.
See, you remind me of my friend. He hasn't come on yet. I'll just say his artist name. One of them.
Okay.
Like Mar 44, right? And loves EDM. Just makes chill beats, and I'm like, the fuck you doing? Like, all he plays me is this horrible today because he loves today's EDM. Like,
okay.
Even though he's like near our age, he's more of the younger people like today. Like that's the stuff because he came into making music late, so he's maybe just say like 3 years into it or something in terms of really taking it seriously, or maybe 2. But so he's all about today's dubstep and all this boring bullshit to me, you know. But I'm like, why don't you just make it? Because all you do is talk to me about this crap, you know. Like, but he won't make it. He won't make it.
Well, mainly I don't want to make it because it's like once you go into a style, you actually, you know, like for me at least, I dissect
kill the love.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like you kill the dove. Yeah, you kill the dove.
I've done that. I did that.
Yeah.
The only one I haven't done that for yet is prog music, and that's because that shit takes effort.
It takes
Dream
a
Theater
lot of
is what made me want to make music.
Oh, okay.
But I can't just Maybe I can shit out Dream Theater tracks, but it's like I don't really have those chops, so they're gonna be like more chill Pink Floyd-ish Dream Theater tracks.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still in the same vein though.
Yeah, because John Petrucci made me want to really get about guitar.
Oh,
but
nice.
I always pretend I'm like Dave Gilmour because that shit's way more attainable. Yeah. I just tell people, I play on feeling, like that's why shredding's stupid. Like, who wants to do that?
It's fun though.
I want to do it, but I want to do it.
Just just
that's
play
just
it
not
off.
what I tell people.
Just play it off. Just play it off.
I'm about that Gilmour life. Shredding's for losers, But Gilmour's a G2 though. But that stuff takes way more effort. That's why I just haven't done that stuff. But it's coming though. It's coming.
It's like maybe one day I'll get into house music. Probably like when I'm in my like.
I've done 2 EDM tracks, but I will say like it's the harder music for me to make, just because I feel like structure is super important, and it's so boring listening to these rules. Every 32 bars, do something. I never ever want to add whooshes or rises into my music, but I need to because rules, and it's boring hearing the same shit. So
you could break them. You could I don't use risers, like especially when I was doing my dance stuff, like my second album for Final Moon. It's like I could probably get into that more in detail later, but with that one, like there was one part, it was a hybrid EDM, but it was like how would I do EDM? And I didn't use no risers. Like what I did was like, instead of a riser, let me go and get a distorted guitar. It's like pitch it down, make it sound crazier than just pitch it, just do some crazy pitching it up where it doesn't sound like it fills that purpose, but it's something like with my stamp on it. That's the thing, especially like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna dissect the genre, you're gonna want to leave your stamp instead of being like kind of.
I put guitar and there's guitar in both of the 2 tracks I did. So they snuck in there.
Yeah.
But I think with me what probably happened, especially since like I was new, not to making music, but just to even doing those, like, okay, I'm gonna do it for real instead of just a loop. Like I'm challenged like the same way the loudness more has made people be loud. Is like I'm trying to keep up
with the current.
Instead of like I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna sound different because I don't acknowledge all of it, but I kind of want
to have that core. You want that core,
you know. So it's weird. Like I kind of fall into like both veins. I'm trying to be myself, but
then you want to be that core.
But then when I do like my little rap things or something, I'm like, I know I don't sound like nothing like of today. So it's weird. So it's like, why don't I do that with everything?
I mean, it's an artistic thing, though. It's a creative process.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as because you need it, like. If you feel that way that you have to do it, then do it.
Cause I know my hip hop sound nothing like today. I ain't using 808s. I will mess with the hi-hat pattern, but I won't. I ain't using 808s. Probably never will. If someone gave me a sample though, I might use it. I'm just too lazy. Like all the ones I've played with, I don't like the way they sound at all. Like they sound like fart noises. Like I mean, they sound good like for real when they get it, but I'm like, look, if people aren't giving me those samples, I ain't gonna use it.
Don't use it. Mm-hmm.
And then I know just my musical tastes and keyboards are just not what is today's stuff. Like I'm always been more influenced by UK music for all this stuff. UK music, like I guess when I'm really getting into electronic production, dubstep is rising. So like those were my things, dubstep and two-step, garage music. When I say two-step, people think it's cowboy stuff.
I mean
UK two-step. Like
freaking that grime.
Yeah. So all that stuff was like music. My thing. And then now, like if you want to say EDM of choice, because I don't know if they've been accepted at EDM yet, but wave music. And which that again gets confused with Americans because a lot of people think I'm talking about vaporwave and all that.
Vaporwave, synthwave.
But wave music, I think it's a fake genre. Dubstep came with a new sound, whether people liked it or not. Now in 2017, I'm like, yo, man, you guys are from the UK, so you guys magically get a new genre, but in reality, it's just UK kids making beats.
Yeah.
All right. And that's it.
Just it.
And they didn't know the rules. Now that they're trying to be more professional, now they have structure. It's kind of sad. Now it's kind of has structure. But back then, they're just doing whatever the fuck they wanted. Like, I remember a lot of people complaining because they were like, dude, like, it's hard to mix this shit because there's no intro, outros. Things are just happening. I liked it better during that era, but it's still cool and fun. But because they're from the UK, even though they're just beats, they're UK, so they're more influenced by dubstep and they're more influenced by like the UK style and sound. So it is different in the overall feel, and it's all in Europe.
Well, like dubstep, the dubstep that people like normally people talking about. I think we're talking about. Shit. They're
before Skrillex and after Skrillex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People like
before.
After Skrillex. See, I'm from before.
Yeah, I'm from before too. That's what I'm saying. I'm from before, but everybody who thinks dubstep, they think Skrillex.
Yeah.
But before that, it was just like kind of like a Burial. So,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah.
But real quick, I just want to preface this that I do respect album 2 of Skrillex because
Skrillex.
That was the only thing that sounded like that. Well, unfortunately, it's not his fault, but everybody ended up sounding like him. That's what made it
That's
bad.
what, like, well, I mean, everybody copied Skrillex and it was like Skrillex deserves all the props. I mean, like my favorite track from Skrillex is Reptile.
I don't even remember that. The Mortal Kombat track?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah.
I think I already stopped liking him by the time that comes out.
Oh, wow.
All my favorite tracks are probably from album 2. Like, and a few remixes from all that era. That era was great. He was still about it. He was still a creative person. Versus not to say he isn't creative now, but now he's in the machine now.
He's in the machine because it's kind of like
he has to be. I mean,
exactly. He has to. Yes, that's.
I saw him that era. He said I think it was 8 or 9 shows he said he played. I saw him at 5 a.m, South by Southwest. So he was just playing back to back to back to back. And he was like, dude, normally I yell and talk a lot, but I'm really tired. It's like my 8th shows, but we're still gonna have a good time, but I just might not talk.
Wow.
But that day he used the old M Audio MIDI trigger. That whole era, he used M Audio and he used Ableton, but now he's a CDJ guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like back then, I love the Ableton stuff because you're doing different and weirder shit.
Yeah.
Now he's just the DJ for the moment. Like, you hear Skrillex DJ and you hear another guy, unless they're doing some real shit on CDJs, they're just DJing.
It's just DJ. Yeah.
Unless you're hearing like, who's that guy? Who's the Plastic Man? What's Plastic Man's
name? Plastic Man.
What's his real
Richie
name?
Hawkins, right?
Yeah. Unless you're sitting here, unless you're on. Unless Richie Hawtin or that person is on the decks who's doing a little crazy shit on there, it's probably just DJing, you know?
Exactly.
Nah, because Richie's doing some shit on
there. He's on a whole, he's been on a whole level.
Yeah. But mentioned Burial. I feel he not as dramatic as Skrillex, but he got copied too, so he had to leave.
Oh, yeah.
He had to leave too. And now his stuff is hilarious because he was pioneer of all this like ambient chill, whatever you want to call that stuff. Like, because
I honestly call it dubstep because that's
even like Skrillex made a Burial track around that time, by the way.
Oh wow, well, I didn't know that.
He did.
That's crazy.
But
a
lot of people did that. But now, if you hear his stuff now, it's just like it still has the weird like the kind of like the broken beat. Yeah, it still has that. But now he reminds me of like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and that like he's putting 4 beats into them, and they have these weird like transitional periods. So it's almost like a set, if you want to say. Every song's a set, but they're all weird samples and stuff. But it's not the same vibe you used to get.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a lot of people they missed that. Like they didn't necessarily go, but I understand because he's always gonna be where no one is gonna be.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So now I almost hear them out of curiosity, but I don't necessarily like want to hear them because they're not. Maybe I'm not ready for it, or maybe it's just not what I want to hear. But yeah, he's definitely out here because he doesn't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm the same way. It's like the crazy thing with like my music is like, especially like going back to like kind of like my whole catalog is everything has like a sound and a purpose.
Yeah,
mainly because just like at the time where I was, but it's kind of crazy like just how it was. Like kind of getting back to like why I don't play live. Like, so I did a kind of like a beta test show, and like my crew, it was for a house party for one of my birthdays. So I was like, okay, I want to do a beta party, like kind of like it'll be like slash the party, like actual doing a set, but also slash practice.
Yeah.
So my crew didn't show up. So I'm there by myself, and I'm like, "Well,
were
shit."
Were you ready to even play by yourself or no?
Not really. I just like I improvised, but like I still rocked it.
Okay.
So yeah, exactly.
Like, but I have to do.
Yeah, but I have I have backup tracks just in case. And I played like at the time. Here's the funny thing is at the time this was like in 2005. I played stuff from like my album that I released, like my first album.
Yeah.
I had stuff that long that my first album released in 2012. So I had that stuff like ready, just cooking.
Yeah.
And so I was playing like all that stuff live, and like everybody was loving it. And then like also like because it was a beta, I was like I used for the first part of the set, I used Reason. Then I also wanted to see Ableton. Like, okay, well, let me go and see if I'm gonna use Ableton live, how this will go. I did Ableton, and everybody was just like, they weren't really digging it because I was mainly. It was kind of crazy because with Reason, I had more control of the sound.
Yeah.
And so it was more visceral, whereas Ableton, like, it was kind of like all sequencer, and I'm just like twiddling the knob.
Yeah.
Just twiddling the knobs, but not really pressing anything. So that's kind of like how like I was like, okay, that's showing me a lot like exactly what people were reacting to.
That's why I hated playing beats by myself. Like I found that out. Even like when I found that out right away, to the point that like I'm still haven't even gotten over the fear of playing live, but right away I'm like, yeah, I'd rather do it with people. I don't know why I was gravitated to it, but I just found it boring, me playing shit.
Just doing,
But if I have all this crap going on, then like,
it'll be better.
You can excuse, it'll be better, and you can excuse me doing shit because I don't want to step on people's toes. I think you saw me at 502 Bar, right?
Yeah,
that was one of the good shows. Because I always say like
show.
85% of the time we're great, but because we improv, sometimes we suck. Sometimes, like, because we don't practice, because no one knows what's gonna happen, and I only know the day before. So it's like sometimes, and that show.
But I ate that stuff up though.
That show was great though.
That was
like,
a good show.
I put that out as a mixtape, so I'm glad because like that's the only recording. There's no video, unfortunately, because fucking I didn't have a great memory card like I did. It just literally ran out after the first track, like the memory, because I forgot to delete all the old stuff. So I was like, but got all the audio and it sounds pretty decent for being like live. It's the only time where I have like more than one horn player and a drummer in a recording, you know. And I love that mixtape represents us perfect because one, the cover is ape shit, like all this crazy shit going on, Ryu and everything, which is cool because that's what the show is. But then there's only one. The last song is the only real song. Everything else is like improv.
Wow, I didn't know that. All that is just it just like mixed all together. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why like I was super blessed by this group because the rapper was just like the perfect rapper for it. Because Tommy Wong can freestyle for days and he's comfortable with it. Like
so that's why I thought these were songs.
I was at my friend John. You know John Arizmendiz?
Probably not.
Yeah, I guess you know he's from FGC, but like I think by the time you come in, he's probably on his like band from like Ultra Arcade and all that.
Oh wow.
He just wasn't like him and a few other people have just not agreed with it because some of it is dumb, some of it I understand, but it should have probably never got to that point of getting banned. But
I got you.
Anyway, like he really liked my group, and so we were looking at old live videos, and the one he brought up is it's literally a classic hip hop one because it's just him on vocals and me on the Ableton. And that one's a cool one because the drummer, he backed out. Trumpet player? Damn, the drummer. I wonder if that's a thing. Trumpet player and a drummer.
Has a little strap. Yeah, has a little strap. That would be badass.
But he backed out. So like, it's just us two and we play like an hour like by ourselves. And it's pretty badass. Like, and it was Austin too, a swan dive, and you can hear the audio outside. So we start out with like a kind of empty room, but we grew it to like pack because people would hear and just walk in. But that one too. Like he didn't know it was gonna go on, and he just rocks it. And it was a good show too because it's the first time I get on vocals, and I don't do much, but that's the kind of birth rate for me to go more and more and getting into vocals. But like damn, the whole group was just like really comfortable, even though they were complaining to me after every show, like we gotta get some written parts, man. But I mean, like they're good enough that they can hang. You know? Matt had perfect pitched, and Matt would either call keys to them, or they were good enough to find it in like 5 seconds anyway, you know. And the drummer, the same thing. Like I just fed him a click track, and that was his first show with us too. This like
everything just freaking was perfect. Though.
Yeah, they're just like. They're just really good. I was just super blessed. Like my talents are less on the stage and more like I can make this stuff. And the rest of them, like their weakness is like they all want to do it, but they just never do it because humans and
of course.
What we do, But yeah, they always want to make a track or they always want to play more shows, but they just never make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are trying to change that, but I mean,
it's just human nature for that. That's like a lot of people like I met. They're like, oh yeah, we should go and do tracks together. I'm like fine, like anybody.
About everybody. The track I played you, I was like whatever, but then like he actually wrote something, and I was like, oh shit, it's cool. Same thing with Tommy Wong. That was one of the. I'm sure you've heard this. Like, yo, my friend makes music. You should make music with him too. That's the Tommy Wong. You haven't heard that one?
I never heard that one.
I hear it all the time. I'm like, sure, and it's what I just washed it away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then the guy contacted me. I sent him a beat, and Tommy Wong wrote something. I was like, oh shit, he's serious.
Well,
I better be good too.
That's crazy. Yeah, I only had like one of my homies. His artist name's D.Els.
Okay,
he's like the only one who actually showed up, and he was like, oh yeah, let's do stuff. And like at the time he was just starting up, and we actually we did like 3 tracks, but like I was the one who was going through crap. I didn't follow through with everything. Okay. And it's like all like, also, especially at the time, like my hard drive crashed and I lost all the music.
Yeah.
And I only have like a 30-minute clip, or not even 30-second clip of it. But
that sucks.
But he's like, maybe one day I could get with him because he's pretty awesome.
I've been really bad at collaborating with producers. I've noticed that. And I think just from a paper perspective, they don't excite me because even though oftentimes they might be better than me as a producer, but I'm like, yeah, but we just use Ableton and I do too. That's
you want to get somebody who's like has different quality.
Yeah.
That's really
those are the things that excite me because they can take it to places I can't. You can just make a different or better beat. Hooray.
Exactly. It's like, ooh, it's like so fancy.
Yeah. It's like, for me, it just doesn't interest because I got my friend who I named before, like, he's like, let's make something. I always tell him no. But I have to tell him, it's like, look, man, like, I feel like I'm going to get real comfortable with this rap thing. So if anything, I'll rap on something you make. But like, I don't really care to make beats with you. Because it's just, I don't care. I can do that without you. Why would I want to do it with you? Sounds horrible, but I mean, like.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, but I mean, I can't play trumpet, or I can't drum, so those things excite me more,
Yeah, exactly. There's like, everybody has their limitations. So to find somebody who actually does what you can do is really like it's foreign, and it's like, oh wow, something like you actually get a spark of creativity because of that.
It's funny though, maybe because I still don't think of myself good yet. I still wouldn't mind. I still want to collaborate with other people rapping though. Maybe because I'm new, so I'm like, I want to rap with you and you just so I can like hang, quote unquote. But who knows? Maybe after I do that, maybe I won't be interested in rapping with people. Or maybe once I do enough that I have like some self-esteem, confidence with it.
And then then you'll be fine.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. So
you ever thought of playing live via Twitch?
Oh yeah, so that's gonna be kind of like like after Final Moon though. So it's like my whole plan.
Dude, we're gonna be on the next thing beyond Twitch by the time that goes.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I don't care. I'm on
no rush.
Like, I'm on my time.
I believe you are what my family wishes I was, man. Like, cause you're able to put it. I talk with you. I talk about music a lot when I see you, but you compartmentalized it into like, okay, this ain't my life. It might be like my fun life. Yeah. I want to do it a lot, but you're able to have the professional career. And I just haven't been able to balance those. Like, it just eats myself.
It's very hard.
It is. And I've been real bad at compromising.
Because it's like, especially like when, there's creative people and you have that spark in you, you just want to do it all. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't do it all at once. Yeah. Because you do it all at once, you get nowhere.
I hate that I'm doing this and the music. Like, I wish I would like quit one, because then I can go just hard and doing all of this stuff.
The thing is, it's like you could still do the same thing. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna just have like this 1 month. I'm not gonna do like no podcast. I'll just do music.
Less of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just stack, like alternate.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I like put out that track, but there haven't been a podcast maybe in like a week and a half or 2 released. But I'm like, they about to get bombarded again, like with probably like a few podcasts. So.
Yeah, it's like, and for me, it's like, especially that's kind of like the reason why like I started Luc Grey was it's like Final Moon. It was only going to be for like the certain amount of period. Like I officially started Final Moon December 31st, 1999.
Man, those.
I that's when it officially started.
Y2K.
Yes, exactly. It started on Y2K. Oh my god.
You have an official end date?
The official end date will be 2019, December 31st, 2019.
Jeez.
Yes.
This is like a super private epic.
It is. That's why like people are like, oh, like why you want to like you don't want to make all this money? It's like, no, this is like I'm making this for myself. I don't like that's what like if people like the music, I'm happy. I'm like, thank you. But if they give me like input on music, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I'm not gonna listen to it.
Same thing, yeah, same thing. I've been really bad at that.
Well, it's like it's only for a Final Moon. Like any day, if I'm doing any other projects, like remember like the video game I did, like I listen to input from them.
Well, of course, in that scenario, you're working for someone too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's and that's the reason why I created Luc Grey was have that more open. Like that'll be the one where I'll be interacting with people like fans or whatnot. But like Final Moon, like no, that's my shit.
Does Luc Grey? So does Luc Grey have any tracks currently?
Yes, it does. Yes, Luc Grey has an album. Yeah, it's like I have the website lucgrey.com, like LUCGREY.com. I have my album on there, and that's actually.
But is it on like the Spotify's and all the other stuff? Like
no,
your other one is?
No. So like Luc Grey, it's not going to be 100% free. I won't guarantee that, but I'll guarantee 90% of everything I do with Luc Grey is going to be free. Creative Commons. It's like that's like the outlook I want. Like people just you can do whatever with that. I'm not gonna like make money for that.
You're like the opposite of every other artist I have. I don't just get artists, but I mean, damn, you're like so different. Like in terms of your approach to music, like in the career of your music, and the paths and all that.
Yeah, it's like for me is that I see like there should be like a business aspect, but there's also a creative aspect that like I'm not gonna be here forever. It's like I want to make my mark the way I want to.
Yeah.
And then it's like for people, like a good example is because I used to make software. This one guy who designed a VST software. He made it. It was like it's perfect. It was like one of the best like soft synths I used. But he had it all locked down. It was private and. Like he passed away and you can't even buy it anymore. It's like, and I had to do like I lost my key because my computer crashed and I lost my key. I had to go find like this torrent from Brazil that actually had it.
Buy like legal ones. Something you own.
I had to buy it. I had to go. Something I own. I already own it, but because it was so locked down and the guy passed away because he was the only tech support. And so it's like I had to go and like do that, but like that was something that like if you would have had that open and free, like people that will still live on even though he didn't because it was so good. So that's kind of like how it kind of started for me. I was just like, it's good to have you want to make money for music, so that's why I was like, well, I need to figure out a way to like Final Moon, like this is my personal stuff. I'm going to have, since this is a part of me, like that's like a part of my soul. Like if you want to listen to that, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be all like, I'm getting money from that.
I do that with like, next time I try or attempt to get a girlfriend, if you want to know my soul, you got to pay for it.
Exactly. It's like, here's my story. Here's my story.
That sounds like Final Fantasy X or something. No, this is my story.
This is my story. It's like that actually kind of reminds me of kind of like when I'm done with the album, like when I'm done with the last album, I kind of want to do something crazy. Like I have like this crazy storyline with it. I'm thinking about instead of making music videos, I might as well like do like a crazy animation movie of all 3 albums or like there's just stuff I'm kicking around, but yeah, but it's like that's just stuff I'm kicking around.
I've been very bad at upping my video graphics game. I feel like the video quality now looks good, but I've been very bad at upping my video quality because I've just been slow to learn After Effects or any of that cool stuff. But yeah, I feel like stuff like that could probably take me to the next level.
Yeah, it's just like sit down and just mess with it for like a few months.
But man, I feel like we get so comfortable once we're finally creating that, man, to go back to learning.
It is hard
from zero, you know, because it's one thing to like, I'll keep making my craft better, but to go to zero and like now you're dumb again and you got to figure stuff out. And then the thing is, like, I probably need to go. I noticed because I've been wanting to learn After Effects for maybe like since last summer to try to get it, because I know people like that's their career, just using that program. But I wanted to learn it so it could be in my career versus like I want to know this effect, because if like, or I want to do this thing for me.
Yeah, like,
but if I had to go, I would learn it. But I mean, wanting to learn the program, I'd be aiming wanderously, and then I just get bored, you know. Like,
so I mean, it all depends on style. Like maybe you want to just take a class, either take a class or get like a tutorial video to learn it.
But that's what I'm saying. I do that and I get bored because there is no goal right now. My goal is to learn the program.
Just learn it, and
I'm really bad at that. But if I had like...
Yeah, you need something tangible with that. Like here's a reason.
I haven't done a music video, but maybe if I had some like music video goal, then I'm pretty sure it would get learned.
Yeah, very true. That's like how I have Sony Vegas. I know how to edit videos. I do. But it's like I haven't, like the last one I did was like the last video I think I edited was like the Street Fighter 5 beta.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like my matches and doing like cool little wipes and stuff like that. But after that I was like, oh, okay, there's no point. But I'll probably like pick it back up.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people they said there's no point just about Street Fighter 5. But I mean,
well, I mean, this is a beta.
I get it, but I'm just saying. I was just like,
this is like the beta. It was, brand new. Everybody's all hype.
For sure.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm not
throwing a little cheap jab at that game.
I already got uppercut.
Overall, I still like it though. But I mean, like, when people punch it, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I bought that game for $60. I'll shut on it if I want to.
Dude, I paid more because I bought that stupid limited edition.
Oh, you bought the limited edition one?
But, I sold that Ryu to someone in Indonesia and the box, so it worked
out.
Okay.
You're fine. Yeah, see, I got that digitally on Steam. I can't resell it.
You see, man, I don't know why anyone buys anything digitally when it comes to games.
I'm just a digital freak, though.
I understand digital subscriptions, but because you're getting so much overmass,
Yeah.
But man, like to buy like any game like that's not tangible. I'm like, dude, the minute I was like, no, I want to sell it. Like, I always want to sell it. Like the young high school Abe was like, even though he's dead right now, young high school Abe's still in there a little bit. He was like, no, you're gonna want to sell it. Remember where he came from.
Yeah. And see, me, it's more of like I just lose crap. I just lose so much stuff. So it's like like a good example was I just found I bought a game. It was Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. I bought that when it first came out for $60 at GameStop, and I put it on my shelf and I lost the game. So I bought it for $60, lost the game. It's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. I found it though. I finally found it. It was in one of my boxes with my music stuff.
You're always gonna have it. You just might not have it when you want it.
Yeah, but
that's when you change the perspective. Life will let you play it when it's time. That's what.
But see, now my Xbox 360 broke.
Well, take better care of your shit. That's all I can say.
It's pristine.
It's pristinely broke. So you did something wrong today.
No, it's just it's just
it's just an Xbox 360. Yeah, red lighted.
No, actually, that same I can't even say pristine because I actually had the RMA that twice. So one was a red light, then the other time it was a video card issue.
Oh man!
So I sent that twice, but like I think it was like probably the reason why I still buy Microsoft stuff was because they didn't charge me for none of that stuff. So they're like, no, we'll fix it. Like, don't worry about it. We'll send you. Like, I didn't have to pay for shipping or
loyalty, customer service at work.
That's what it is. That's why I'll buy a Microsoft console before a Sony. I'll get a Sony one. I went through 3 PlayStation 2s.
I have 2, but I did open them all up, to be fair. I did. So I feel like the first one was might have been my fault. I have many PSXs too, I think too. But again, I opened all of those up too. Those are more, man, I was like so much cooler when I was younger. What the fuck happened? You know, like
complacent. We get complacent.
I know, man.
That's what it is.
And I opened both of those up because I really wanted to play illegal games. It's like I wanted to make them do things they shouldn't be doing. You know?
Yeah, it's like it's like my PlayStation. Like I bought my PlayStation 1 refurbished. I didn't buy it. My mom bought that for me for my what you call it, summer vacation gift.
Yeah.
So she could shut me up. That's how my parents. That's how I got into gaming. Just because it's like, oh, leave us alone. Here's a console. That's how.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's how I got into gaming.
You
with
weren't even playing in the younger days,
huh?
You weren't even playing the older systems.
Oh no! Like when I was 3 years old, that's when my dad got an Atari 2600.
Oh shit! You started with that.
Yeah, he hooked that up. Put in like my first game ever was Defender.
Damn.
Yeah.
Arcade shit.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you go from there?
So from there, it was like I had that. That was probably like 1984.
Okay.
When I got that, and then from there, I had the Atari until 1980, probably 1988, 87.
Like wait,
36. Yeah, it was like 36.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, I'm born 85. I don't remember none of the 80s. My first 80s memory is Batman when it came out.
Oh wow, okay.
You remember that?
I remember.
My mom wouldn't let me go see it.
Oh, you saw it in the theater?
No, she wouldn't.
She wouldn't let you. Oh, okay.
My brother and sister were gonna see it, and they wouldn't let me go.
They wouldn't let you go.
Damn you,
so
Mom.
Jacked up.
Yeah,
I saw a house party when I was like 7 or 8. Man, my parents
my mom
parents
was like
cool.
super protective.
Yeah,
that's
like.
I understand if it was Batfleck because that man's a killer. Batfleck. Yeah, I know. We didn't know Michael Keaton. To be fair, actually, Michael Keaton shot some guns too. He didn't physically hold them, but his Batwing. His Batwing. You didn't see no
bodies though. You didn't see any bodies.
You didn't see no bodies.
So it's
Joker was laughing that whole time he was being shot at. He was like, "This guy's full of blanks." You know, this guy's. But yeah, no, Batfleck branded people. Yo,
oh yeah,
disrespectful shit is that?
That was ridiculous. I still haven't seen Justice League, but I remember watching the Batman versus Superman.
Better.
So it's better than Batman versus Superman.
If we're talking about like the spirit of the character and stuff, it's better. But it's more like wrestling. There's goals. Like there's goal. You watch wrestling or not?
Yes, I do.
So there's goals, right?
Yeah.
Justice League's about getting those guys over. That's the goal.
Okay.
If you care about things like story, villains,
no.
Yeah, it's a bad, horrible movie still, but it's not like atrocious because it's just about getting them over and like trying to make you have a good time.
Okay.
So it's okay. I would only say it sucks because, like the bar is being raised over here by Marvel.
And then they're like, DC's like this.
Or even their last movie, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman,
to keep it on their side. You know, that movie was great. And it had
Wonder
the
Woman
epic
was really
feels.
good. Yeah.
You're not going to get any of those epic feels from Justice League at all. But it's all right. It's not hard. It's horrible. It's not. If anything, I would have preferred the Zack Snyder version that we keep hearing, that now all these details are hearing about, because it probably would have been just as crazy as Batman versus Superman. But it's like, if you're gonna be that wrong,
might as well go with it. Don't as soon as you get it, like you hesitate, you get scared, they hit the brakes. It's just stuff starts flying everywhere.
I love Joss Whedon. Did Buffy. He's done a lot of other cool shit, but this is like Avengers Ultron 2, but for DC now, and it's like, do you really want to see Ultron 2 ever again?
No.
Exactly. Do you really want to see Justice League again? You don't know yet, but no. Because it's just that. It's like, it's all right, and now you move on.
Yeah, it's like, I'll see Civil War again before that. Yeah.
That shit's great. That's just great.
The Russo's brothers,
that shit,
Winter Soldier.
Crazy. Oh, Winter Soldier's godlike. That.
Yeah.
That's one of the best movies.
Period. That's the best. That's my favorite. It's like, for me, it's like the Winter Soldier then Iron Man. Like,
that's where you lose me with Iron Man. Iron Man is super important for all this to happen.
So what would you pick for the? Would you pick Guardians or for number 2?
For great, I'd have to see the list again. But for great, if we're gonna talk,
it's like
great, some people don't like me using Avengers, like because they're like, no, that's too much. Because crossovers is probably a big thing for me. Like that's
so you put Avengers as 2.
Yeah, so that's I don't know if I'd put it like right behind as a movie, but just the epicness because all these people are there, and that's the first time you see that period. From anyone,
from anybody,
at that high level, at good level. I don't want to hear about no Justice League shitty TV show. Because have you seen that? Yeah, have you seen that thing?
That was like freaking.
Yeah, it's like one pilot episode of horribleness, and it's like really bad.
Yeah,
but I want to hear like ever, but I mean ever and
it was
like
a
and stuff
on a big screen like that. Like with that,
I never put
that was a lot of gravity,
there, and there's Joss Whedon too, so he can do good. He's not like he's inherently bad. It's just sometimes I don't know. Sometimes shit happens, but no, Winter Soldier's there.
Yeah,
Civil War is there in a different reason because it's that airport scene. Because I felt like. Amazingness Winter Soldier does for like story and overall moviness is just like, look, man, we're gonna sacrifice some of this story, but you're gonna get again just like Avengers or something you've never seen before.
I think Civil War was more of the characters. It was like the thing I like about Marvel is like this, like all this fantastic stuff, but they could ground these characters so good.
Civil War was the first time to me that many people were on screen and they balanced it okay,
and everything made sense. Everything made sense,
and yes, it did. And the airport scene is amazing. Probably the number one action hero scene ever.
Spider-Man taking the shield.
The second half of that scene, because the first half is normal. It's people fighting each other.
Yeah.
The second half is like team ups.
Yeah.
And the X-Men, who are a damn group, don't even got team ups in their movies. Sometimes what they usually have is we all hit the same person together.
Yeah.
You know, like the ending of Apocalypse, we're all gonna shoot our crap at him. That's whack.
I didn't even watch that.
Don't watch that shit. It's fucking horrible. Yeah, that shit is bad. It's not. See, Justice League's better than that.
Okay.
It's much better than that.
That's good.
Apocalypse is why it's a lonely child. Apocalypse is a guy who's a lonely guy and he just wants friends. So he just goes walking around Earth. He actually creates world peace in that movie. Is a spoiler? Yes, he destroys all the nuclear bombs on Earth. He actually single-handedly created world peace in that movie. It's a very weird movie for a bad guy. It's like
yeah.
But we go back Civil War, like the second half of that thing is like literally
like everything.
I cry every time that, even if I think about it, I might start crying. Like I cry every time. Ant-Man is huge.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is War Machine is flying and Spider-Man is like, holding on to him. And it's like not Iron Man, War Machine. Dude, War Machine is there. And I'm crying like, one, it's just epic. And then two, I'm like, yo, that shouldn't even be happening because Spider-Man's on Sony and shit. I'm like, this is crazy. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was just fucked. Like, and like everybody's doing shit, like all interacting with each other and like, it's so good. And then we just talk about it again as a movie. It's the only movie that ends with that it didn't cop out at the end. Like, Zemo's the quote unquote bad guy, which I was originally angry about because he never got the mask. But the way they use him, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But because he was a good catalyst to make all this crazy shit happen.
But I mean, the reason why they fought was because of what happened. Like, he was just the catalyst.
Yeah.
I mean, the core was because, also giving Joss Whedon some props. Like, the only good thing of Age of Ultron was like starting and showing that divide between Cap and Tony.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, you already had that tension, and then like Civil War just capitalizes on it.
But it's the only, because last year was the year of hero versus hero. Like Daredevil did it with Punisher.
I still haven't watched season 2 yet.
Overall it's real good because Punisher, it does introduce something poisonous and hideous called the Hand. It is the best version of the Hand.
Oh, is it? Is it a good version? Oh my god!
I won't say it's good, but it's tolerable. Okay. Versus the one you get in Iron Fist and the one you get in Defenders are just atrocious. Like, I don't even recommend those shows. I recommend people.
Yeah, I'm on what you call it, Luke Cage right now.
Yeah, I recommend people don't watch both of those shows.
Okay, like I gotta watch Defenders though.
You can. It ain't great. It ain't great.
I don't care. I'm a sucker. Like you said, I'm a sucker for team-ups, though.
No, for real. I'm going to see all that crap, too, because I love that stuff. But, like, no one... That is an embarrassment. Like, as great as Marvel movie is, their Marvel movie division, because they've separated. They're all separated. Yeah, they're all separated. They were kind of together-ish when Daredevil season 1 happened. They don't even acknowledge each other.
No. Like, same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know. Same thing. Yeah, you see it right there because they literally were mega canon. Like week by week as movies were released.
Like I mean,
Winter Soldier.
Like,
when
Winter Soldier. I mean, seriously, that was freaking amazing. It was acknowledged,
and like there was no more S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff.
That was amazing. But yeah, I mean, like projects get so big to where it'll be
it was
like
nice
more
though.
of
They were starting to do something that no one's ever done. They still did, I guess. They're still doing it on movie level, but it was pretty. It was like, wow, this is amazing.
It was like I had to go and watch this TV shows. Like I remember I couldn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until I watched Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was
that
nice,
was insane.
Man. It was nice, but I still hated that show. So I quit like around episode 3, but I respected the game that they were doing, you know, because it was like I didn't know why to care about that show when none of those people were canon at the time. I think later they made that girl Earthquake or something, you know.
Yeah, they made her.
But they were not people from. They're not anybody you want to see. Like shows about people you don't want to see is like, why do I care? Something like Gotham.
I like the everyday scrappy types though. So that's kind of
like why. It might be a good show. I probably poisoned myself from watching it because it's about all these people I don't care about. Yeah. Look at Krypton. Hasn't aired yet. May or may not be a good show, but it's like, you like Superman? Yeah, I like Superman.
Yeah. Here's this birth world.
Yeah. Like, but it's his world. So guess what? Red Sun means no powers. You know, like So you get to see politics. Isn't that great? And then here's where they fuck it up even more because they're like, that's a horrible premise already.
I totally forgot about Krypton, man.
That's a horrible premise already. But then when they start doing is. Now we're like, yeah, but we're still going to kind of show you these bad guys. The same way Gotham brings all the bad guys. And I'm like, wait, how old are these bad guys by the time this kid is going to become Batman? We're going to have like old man Poison Ivy, old woman Poison Ivy, old man Joker, you know? They introduced Azrael.
No, what?
I'm like, Bruce Wayne don't even know what a Batman is. Why is there an Azrael here?
Oh, you know? My God.
They did Court of the Owls, yo. Like, there's no Batman already. Shit. Court of the Owls probably with a different ending because you can't have that. I don't know if you read the comic Court of the Owls, but there's kind of like family relations to Bruce Wayne, so you can't have that ending. But yeah, they essentially did Court of the Owls, the overall thing. But yeah, they're doing all these stories, and I'm like, wow.
Stories and
yo, when he becomes Batman. There should just be no more evil. It should just all be dealt with.
Right? Because it all might as well, yeah.
Freeze is on there. All these people are on there. So all these shows that don't want to address the thing that you like, they end up bringing in all the things that happen to the thing that you like anyway. So it's just like, well, why didn't we just do the thing that we like?
Yes.
I remember this is years ago before superhero television was capable of being like mega great like it is now, or movies. But Smallville, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
Smallville.
Get to watch all of it because it came to a point where it was just getting stupid.
It was just stupid. Like season after like season, like even like season 3.
I would say 5-ish. Like,
season 5. That's just went off the cliff.
But I remember this is long after it's done. I heard Darkseid was on there. I was like, what? I was like, why is Darkseid? He's on there. He's probably not like a main, but I think he appears and they talk and shit. And I'm like,
I know Brainiac was they had Brainiac and all that.
Darkseid's caliber, even introduced in Superman's life when he's not even Superman. Like that should just be obliteration.
Yeah, that's beneath Darkseid.
Yeah, and so it's just weird. They get all these like funky things. So yeah, Shield was just like another thing. Like I don't know anybody here.
But I mean, what the good thing with Shield is. I like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they brought in like all the C tier characters.
They do, but that happens later. This is me season 1 when they're supposed to win me over, and like, what's that girl? That girl comes in, right? Siren or some shit, or yeah. So like, maybe had they started with those C tiers, I might have won me over. But in the beginning, it was just the girl, like the young hot girl, probably for people to get people like me to watch, you know. Yeah. And then they had the other girl. Martial artist type.
The badass type, yeah.
Super seems like a stereotype, but whatever.
Hey, still good.
Coleman, who is like, I get he's from the movies, but this ain't why I'm showing up. You know, like I ain't showing up for no Shield agent. You know, I'm sorry. Unless it's Sam Jackson, even then that might not be enough, you know?
And it was a little cameo.
And he did show up in episode 3, I think, at the end. That's probably where I leave. Right,
no,
right there.
I
was
good.
Like, Sam's gone, I'm gone. We good. But yeah, I ain't get to all I was saying was like Captain America, Iron Man going all the way back. That was the only like hero versus hero thing that didn't cop out. Because even Batman versus Superman copped out. They put Doomsday in there at the end. You know? Like, it was the only one that it ended. Everybody was shattered. No one really had what they wanted. I was like, this is. You don't know how excited I was in the theater. Just as I was excited seeing that Spider-Man thing. When I saw Iron Man, Captain America start fighting, I was like, they're not gonna bitch out. Like they're not gonna cop out. I was like, oh shit. I was like again.
They went in for it.
And he even acknowledges it because he's like, I know this is stupid, but he killed my mom. He's like literally like he's like, I know none of this makes sense. But he's like, but he killed my mom, and I'm whatever. I'm mad right now, you know. So like that was real good, man. That was like, and then
waiting in the Infinity War.
Like they're just trying, like they're doing the closest thing like we've had to a comic book, you know. That's why it's hard for me to watch other stuff that's from a comic book because it's not as grandiose.
Yes, as Marvel, they're doing. Yeah.
Like
I was just like, Thanos when he's gonna come out. Oh my god, it's just gonna be.
And then they're probably about to kill it. Guardians of the Galaxy was a great beta test, and so will things like Marvel, Captain Marvel, and all that be. To some degree, maybe Black Panther, but not so much. But like, they're gonna kill it too, in the sense that they're probably gonna be the only people to do this for a while. That if it's true, where Infinity War is gonna kill people that matter. Which I find ridiculous because I'm like, you're gonna choose the story with the gems where you can just bring everybody back to life to actually have finality deaths, but whatever, you know. But if you're gonna start killing people off and bringing in new heroes, like that's something no one else
will ever do
to some degree is doing yet, you know, like because DC definitely ain't doing because they keep having to hit us with the people we know.
Have to keep
so we have 85 Batmans now, you know, or now we're gonna have 2 Jokers, one for canon and one for universe canon, and one for story. So it's just gonna get stupider and stupider. While they're over here like introducing, you know, their version of a Lobo, or they're like, my only Guardians of the Galaxy knowledge was Marvel Capcom 3. It was like this British raccoon. That's it. This British raccoon who's not British anymore, but it's this British raccoon. That was it, you know? I was very angry when he wasn't British in the theater. I was like, his movie's good, but I need British raccoon, all right?
But it's like, I know, like, when, like, I was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, it wasn't even the original team. So that's, like, really cool.
The Stallone people who showed up at the end of did you see part 2?
Yeah, so exactly. That's why I was like, oh, cool. But it's like so it's kind of funny, like, because I kind of came in to comic books, like I always like been a comic book fan, but I was more when I was a kid, I was more DC, and then on Marvel side, just X-Men. I didn't care about, like, Iron Man was, you know, BT hero, man, whatever. Captain America was cool, but like not cooler than freaking Wolverine.
The movies made them cool, dude. Fuck Captain America for the purposes of a comic. I never wanted to read that,
exactly. Dude.
But it's just like, he's probably my favorite trilogy.
Easily. Like
movie-wise. Movie-wise.
Yeah, movie-wise, it's Captain America, easily. But comic book, like, give me freaking X-Men. It's like, I'm trying to think, like, I had like X-Men, Hulk, freaking. Like, I was there, like, when Planet Hulk was coming. Like,
growing up, I was a Marvel head, but I think, not that I read many comic books now, but I think the only ones I've even been interested in reading now have been DC, like, as an adult. So I would say, like, I think overall, they might have some of the better stories. Obviously, Marvel has its legendary stories, too, like Dark Phoenix and all that, but I mean, like, they have some good stories, but growing up, like, it was just untouchable for me. Like, it was Marvel, like, free.
It
was like Marvel and then Batman.
And
then now I like a bunch of other DC stuff, but they've just done a bad job of of marketing. Not even just movies. I think to market into, like, as a kid, it wasn't the easiest thing. Like, it was just very easy to get to the bright colors of X-Men and all this other stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, especially like with the, you know, like, especially like in the 90s, the 90s was all about attitude. And that's what.
Even like, for WWF.
Exactly. Attitude era. Yeah. I was in the 90s, like, where you got attitude. You say, screw you.
And I don't know how much credit they play, because my favorite federation is ECW. But you can almost argue, like, on some low-level shit, maybe ECW inspired that shit out of both of them, you know?
Oh, yeah, like the hardcore.
Even though they weren't even pulling in numbers like them. And it's probably WWF's fault, because they would always give them airtime.
They did, they did.
Which would never happen now, but I mean, like...
But that was awesome, though. I thought that was always awesome.
That was awesome, but they had that... A federation acknowledging another federation outside of, like, Japan versus something, which is kind of, especially with no internet back then, was a house show essentially. Mm-hmm. You know, like that would never happen now.
Oh yeah,
know?
no,
that would
like, not at all.
Especially with like now they have the Iron Fist, they have the gauntlet.
Yeah, they do. They didn't before.
Well, maybe that's why. Because Turner was a real thing. Yeah, so they didn't mind introducing other people. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like Turner was the threat. So anybody else who like, oh, you're not Turner, like you're one of our allies.
Yeah,
because like they used them just to get talent as well. Like you know,
that was a free minor. Before there was a Florida. Before it was NXT.
Yeah, it was ECW. Exactly.
For all of them. It wasn't even a good. Probably wasn't even good as minor league, but it was good because they had enough that people would hear and see.
Yeah, they know about. They
weren't exactly building up stuff. They were grading great stuff, but it wasn't like you want to go there and start from zero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very true.
Because it's probably not going to be good for you.
Nope. Especially like when they weren't getting paid. And all that
exactly.
Stuff.
That's
my God. It was funny because I had a stint where I wanted to be. I wanted to be. Not what you're thinking, not what you're thinking, but it was a stint when I was in middle school where I wanted to be a stuntman.
Oh, okay.
And so I was learning how to take bumps. Like I could I actually knew how to like just fall downstairs.
Oh shit!
Fine, like do crazy flips. So it was like during the time like Jackie Chan like doing his own shows, all that. So I was like, I could do a stuntman, and then if I get older, I could actually switch to wrestling.
Damn.
So that was like my little plan when I was a middle schooler.
That's how I explain wrestling to like people who don't like it who never liked it, because I don't really like it now just because look who runs it. But I mean when I explain it to people who have never liked it, period, I'm like, yeah, dude, it's just improv between stuntmen, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Obviously, the main goal. It's just like a Marvel movie, right? If you're a creative director, the main goal is already out there. But if you're gonna just play within these walls, and you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. They have these little crazy storylines, and they like have like mix like these little scenarios up. It's pretty fun.
But I mean, like WWE, man, like I haven't watched enough of today's product to really give like hard criticism. But it's so sad when they still do. Like ECW, like showed me what was possible, and from both actual wrestling and story wise, and that the fact that they still use things like, oh, the ref didn't see it. That's so like disgusting, dude. That's like oh,
you could bring. It's more like it's but that's kind of like the whole upper level like. I mean, that's kind of just like the
ref didn't, but it's just so corny, dude. Sounds
that's
like
true.
Such child shit, dude. Like, I love the fact that ECW threw away that rule completely.
Yeah.
Like, the ref might not agree with it, but he doesn't give a shit. If 5 people come into this one-on-one match, he's not going to disqualify nobody. That's your fault. You should have made 6 friends, all right?
Yeah.
So you could get 6 people on these 5 people. You know, like, it's your problem, son. I ain't getting fucked up. You know, like, he's like, I don't know how they came up with that shit where the ref was just like, just go with it. Like, there is no such thing as a hardcore match. If some shit happens,
it just happens.
You should have played better defense. You know, like you shouldn't have let him get that shit.
It's like, oh, he had his table? Well, freaking tough luck.
You fucked up. Why did you let New Jack tape you to the table? Don't get fucked up, all right? Exactly. I ain't stopping that shit. And yes, I will like count to 3 in the audience. Because you shouldn't have gotten fucked up, all right? Like, I don't know how they came like the ref was just like, look, I'm here to make the pin. That's it. That's it.
That's it. Nothing else. No
like,
break.
I'm not for tables, not for any of this dumb shit. I'm not for going to the audience, but I ain't counting you out. Like, this ain't no punk shit. I'm not, if I don't see some shit, oh well. If I see it, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well. And it was good because like at least it's all the power is all up to those guys at least, even if he is cheating and bringing 400 people, you know. Well, now it's like now he's not winning because like, you know, like just this ignorant ref or something. Like he's winning because he's that boy's rolling deep. And this guy don't got no friends. That's it.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, here's the commissioner.
Yeah, I can relate to that more. Like when you walk into a neighborhood that ain't yours and they got 10 people there,
like, you're just by yourself, you're gonna get jucked.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I liked it, man. It's just like being home.
I think so.
Like, ain't no one gonna save you. And you know what? Everybody's gonna watch you get fucked up. Maybe that's what it was. It was like, this feels like New York. These Philly people, like Philly's always been mean, right? Mean sports town and everything. Like, it just, maybe that's what it was tapping into. But yeah, ignorant refs are just dumb. I hate that shit. And I do hate, once they create the McMahon storyline, it never goes away. The evil CEO. I'm like,
the evil CEO, the evil commissioner, the evil general manager.
Yeah,
it's like, why? They kind of, it's
we don't need extreme shit like Raven fucking with your kids or nothing, but I mean, like, just let it be them doing crazy shit. Like, I don't know, man.
Maybe like, who knows? That's like, for me, it's just like, I don't care about the story. I just want to see the matches. So.
You see, so like I liked all of it back in those days, but like
I used to love all of it too.
Now I definitely don't care about stories. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah,
but like I think last one I saw was maybe like Royal Rumble at Mike's house, and like. I mean, and I've known this for many years. Like, they ain't exactly pushing wrestling anymore,
Oh yeah, it's just all theatrical and everything.
It's super boring for me because it's like it's standard stuff, And like, I did enjoy Shinsuke's run in NXT.
Yeah,
but I also understand like he pushes it in his own little way, but he's not doing crazy shit either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he's more pushing like the technical side, if you can say that, and he's a good seller and all that. But like, to keep it in their world that's safe, AJ Styles, my man made up a whole move set for himself. You know what I mean? And the only reason he's doing those things is because he made that up. But it's like, if you go down the roster, like there's probably a bunch of people who don't have innovative moves.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Like he probably only did that because he had his Ring of Honor days and then TNA. I find out about him in TNA, but I know he had the Ring of Honor stuff, so he had to push it.
Yeah, he did.
And like, that's the real reason why I like DC though, because what was going on there, no one was doing.
Everything was it was
violence.
But
I mean, dude, even if we keep it technical, you had Dean Malenko and Jericho and all those people.
Yeah,
they were pushing it in their other ways. You know?
And that's what it needs to get back that way.
Van Damme and Sabu pushed it too. Like, they had tables
my God,
and shit.
Sabu.
Yes, yeah. But if we remove the tables and chairs,
they were
still doing crazy shit,
Freaking coast to coast.
Yeah.
Man, dude.
Like, all those guys, like, even like boring people found ways to be interesting, like
just crowd interactions.
Yeah.
So much.
Like Sandman. Sandman, should be a boring guy, but like he's doing obviously some people with canes too. But I mean, like, but he's just eccentric with the crowd. I think Mikey Whipwreck had a stunner, but he would do the stunner off the top rope. Even a boring move as the stunner. That's a whack ass move, dude. I'm sorry, that's a whack ass move. Let me kick you in the gut. If anything, the kick to the nut should be like the real move. That shit will hurt you more than a stunner will actually hurt you, But like at least doing it off the top rope, like implied like, all right, we trying now, Or same thing, Diamond Cutter, Spike Dudley had he would get you in that thing and then he would run up like a thing. So it's almost like a suplex down. Yeah. It's like he's suplexing Spike, but I mean like, it's like a suplex down.
Run up was
or 3D, another 2-man Diamond Cutter, it's like, fuck, doing cool shit.
Yeah, they had the presentation. That was the thing, is they're able to express themselves.
Or even though it's kind of suicidal, Justin Incredible and the spinning tombstone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's crazy. But I mean, still, like at least, he did that shit. And he did that shit. I seen him do it once outside of the ring through a table. People were just looking to die.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, at least they pushing it. And that was like, by the time he's doing that stuff, Undertaker is doing choke slams like now as the main versus the tombstone, because it had become like fake band or something. You know?
Like that's the main reason why it's kind of like stagnant with WWE, because it's like they're trying to prevent injuries, especially with their
but
the bigger top guys.
It is, dude.
It is, but they're more.
But that's why they converted into
entertainment.
Entertainment. Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's
and
the
this
whole
obsession.
Point.
Look, man, I love hot girls too, but man, it was a period of time. I don't know how it is now, but there was a period of time where it was just like any reason to show a hot girl like in bikini or lingerie.
That was
like
what was it? Freaking like when Eric Bischoff was in when he went to WWF, like on Raw. And he was just telling, like puppies and during that area, like I turned off because I was like, I want to watch wrestling. It's like, don't get me wrong, those girls were beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm here to watch wrestling,
it's
not
fake,
some.
Dude. Like,
it's
the same thing. Like I can only
like if they're
stare
not
at you for like 5 seconds.
I was like, it's like if you weren't like Jacqueline, Trish Stratus.
I love Trish Stratus though.
Yeah.
I was super fan.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like you weren't those two.
But she could at least do it. Like
exactly.
I don't
think
what I'm
she saying.
Starts off that way, but she puts in the work.
She put in the work. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like that's what I want to see. Like I want to see hot girls kicking ass, like doing a good job.
Yeah.
Rather than just like being like parading like ooh.
Yeah, like it's such a. Yeah, it was just such a decoy because I mean,
but see now like they're actually on the ball now. That's like the one thing I'll give them is that like with the women division is really good now.
There's a one that keeps popping up on my Instagram feed to follow. I think Alexis something.
Oh yeah, Alexa Bliss.
I don't know. She looks amazing. No,
yeah,
I haven't seen her because I haven't seen any because I don't watch it. But she looks great. I just love the hair colors and shit.
Like, it's like she's pretty cool. Naomi, another
this
good
is
one.
The sweetest girl with orange hair too. I think she looks great too. Because again,
what you call it? I know the steampunk chick. I can't remember her name. Yeah, the
accent is great.
Yeah,
the accent.
The Irish accent.
I did see the Japanese girl when she was.
Asuka.
Yeah,
Asuka. Yeah, Becky Lynch. That's her.
She's kind of amazing too.
Yeah,
she's kind of like
so it's like their division is like really good now. But like other than that, it's just like.
But just overall, though, the wrestling to me is just boring. Though.
I was like, I'll take it. I'll take that better than what it was before.
For sure, but I need them to push it, yo. I just
don't think
like
they're gonna,
a thing on Facebook where it was like some underground thing now.
Like New Japan
flipping pile drivers, yo, and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, I think like the one that's pushing is like new. If you want to see all that, be like New Japan.
People say that, but I think it's pushing. From the little bit I've seen of New Japan, I think it's pushing it from a technical wrestling. Like Nakamura. I don't think they're pushing it like we're going to do crazy moves you've never seen before.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just going to push like skill.
Skill. Yeah, that's pretty much. But
I might show up for a Mega Jericho, though. I might show up for that.
Yeah, that seems crazy.
I'm looking forward to that on New Year. I think Mike, I won't be surprised if Mike watches it because he said he already took off for that day. So he might watch it live.
Yeah, I was like, I'm up at that time anyway. So
I used to do that for Pride. I don't know if you know.
Oh, your Pride. Ooh, I started off with watching Pride before UFC. Yeah.
Yes, yes, me too.
Yeah,
me too. That was my indoctrination or whatever.
Yeah,
like whatever that word is.
I'll always be watching Pride, and at the time, like I was working at GameStop, and during that period when I was working there, they actually sold DVDs. So there was this guy,
shit.
He would just always have the Pride videos. So we could just go and check them out. Like we don't have to buy them, or if I did, we have a discount. But I was just getting all these Pride DVDs and just watching these.
Pride was great. It'll never be another thing like it because over here we have the athletic commissions and they kind of limit what's possible. Plus something happened. The UFC became WWE, right?
Yeah, they made super corporate. Yeah, super corporate.
The thing that also happened, like, unfortunately, and I guess boxing has this too, but like in a reverse way, because boxing has it where the fighters run everything, and here Dana White and his GM run everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they might as well be right. The McMahon.
Yeah, they are.
They don't play a story like they do, but they might.
They are.
But it sucks because. Every decision, and I guess, right, because it is a business, every decision is based on business. So, like, instead of watching the best people fight, it's kind of like what will maybe sell the tickets.
Yeah, what's the biggest name?
That's what I always hated about UFC. And, like, you had a better chance of seeing the best fight in Pride because you had all those Grand Prix and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So people had to survive. And then if you wanted to see a good fight in Pride and they were in different weight classes, they would use the fuck it rule and just let it
just let it rock.
Yeah, but we never got GSP Anderson Silva. One, it was many reasons. It wasn't just weight, but there was always that thing. Weight would be an issue. And then, like in Japan, it was been like, look, man, you can pick a weight, but as long as you guys show up, I don't give a shit how big you are, you know?
Exactly.
And yeah, for stuff like that, or like BJ Penn, like he's a guy who didn't care. He just wants to fight the best in his prime. So he, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but he's the type of dude that in his prime he would have been like, give me Brock. You know, like, and America would never happen. But But yo, let me tell you, New Year's Eve, they'd be like, you want Brock? Let's do it. Let's do it. Like,
here we go.
Yeah, you know, like, and it's like people like freak fights like that should happen because at the very least, it's the best of the best. You know? I am against Fedor fighting nobodies for New Year's Eve. That's kind of, he's a big fat 500-pound guy. That's stupid. But like abnormal best of the best, you know, 185 versus 170, just do it, and who cares? Like, just fucking do it. But America, we always got a match. And shit. Oh my gosh, and they're all weight cutters, so they won't even match anyway. Yeah, like that weight cutting shit. I'm like, you guys really want to do it, and you want to see a lot of bad health happen?
That's what you do.
You have weigh-ins right before the fight. You watch people like there'll be some people die because either people will change their life. Or because there's people who fight at 170 who walk over 200. I'm not even fucking bullshitting you.
That's so crazy.
So shit will change dramatically. Shit will change dramatically.
Like literally, like I remember that one UFC women's match where that chick just had all that diarrhea from cutting it. Dude, I was like,
But I so not only does that like steer me away from it, but then what also happened is it became so popular that probably 90% of the people fight the same. Like now, because now no one learns a style. Like during Pride, and then of course before Pride, people knew. Like Nogueira, he's a BJJ guy, and Fedor was the best worst person, because I would always say, like, normally you want to emulate champions, but there was a period of time where he won every match using their opponent's strength, and that's the same reason he loses, because he would fight towards the opponent's strength. And that was great that he did that, but that was like everything you shouldn't do. He did it. And he won for some reason. You know, he fought Crow Cop standing. He fought Nogueira on the ground. You know, he fought like all these people just catered to their strengths, and he was one. And it was like, I don't know why, but like when he finally loses and the aura goes away, he lost in the ground to he was a tall Brazilian. I can't remember his name. Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot Silva. He loses to Bigfoot Silva. But it's like, the man still is a Brazilian who practices, probably has a black belt in BJJ, you know? So it's like, why are you fighting down there? You know, like, why are you doing this to us? And he escaped his guard two times, but just the third time, he would escape his guard and then he would dive back in it to do Russian punches. And it's like, man, dude, you're like a lunatic, you know? Like, holy shit. But now, like, everybody learns MMA. They're out of gym, so they learn a little bit of and there's no...
That's no like really specific style.
Yeah, well, now where people become unique are because they're just great athletes. So John Jones, except for the fact that he's always drugging it up. But other than that, John Jones was amazing. Like, I can still watch him. Anderson Silva, because no one can touch him. Like, he's another guy that you don't want to emulate, but like he's pretty much Roy Jones Jr. Like the minute he got old enough that the senses don't work, the reflexes don't work, now he became a human being, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But again, he was amazing to watch, even though people would boo him. And I was like, dude, I get that you're booing him because he's not fighting, but I dare you to go into any fight with anybody and dance around and see how well you do.
Yeah.
Like, because it was enjoyable to me because I've never seen a human being do that in a fight and survive. Just dance around and be an idiot. You know, like that was amazing.
I mean, it came to backfire on him, but...
Well, but again, it backfires him. But look how old he is. 37 or 39. Exactly. And it's just like, you can only do that for so long.
Very true.
You know, but it didn't backfire when he was a little younger, though.
Nope, it sure didn't.
Same thing with Roy Jones Jr. The minute it went away, it went away. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, throw in the towel.
Yeah, like he still kept fighting, but he was never that guy anymore. Same thing for Anderson Silva. He was never that guy anymore. Because a part of being that good is also the aura of... 14 wins. What am I going to do? You know, like, so it's that other same thing with a Daigo, you know? Daigo has never been Daigo level again.
Exactly.
Granted, some of it is probably Street Fighter V being the way it is.
But I mean, same thing with Street Fighter 4, though. It's like, well, he
never gets back to, but man, he had a lot of still moments, even at the end. I think Evil Ryu is just a bad character for him. A lot of people, some people don't feel that way.
I don't think so.
I think that was a bad character for him. I just don't think that was his character, man.
That I still remember that. That was Evil with him and a PR Rock.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, it was like Daigo's just that
dude.
clutch.
I think, but PR Rock is still fighting Daigo. Like, I think even though at that point he's already beaten Daigo, a lot of the Americans still are fighting Daigo anytime. You know, like they're still fighting. They're not just fighting Daigo across; they're fighting the legacy.
That whole mentality of Daigo. Yeah.
But I mean, like, he's still like I always remember Daigo and DreamHack with normal Ryu on Gamer Beat.
Oh yeah,
the 5 Shoryukens or 6, whatever it is. That was amazing, and that was the beauty that I don't really see this game like currently happening. Like that's like taking it full circle when you're so good that now your normal moves are like used in a lethal way. Because you should never know that he looks like someone who doesn't know how to play. He's just Shoryuken all like that was the answer for everything. Mm-hmm. But he made Gamerby look like he don't know how to play the game. And that's what Anderson Silva did.
Yeah,
it's like people who spent their whole life learning how to do this thing don't know how to do this thing. You know, exactly. And that's what. And I haven't really seen that. I guess maybe Punk versus people this year, right?
Yeah,
that's the closest you get.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Something about it, like probably because I didn't engross myself in 5 the way I did 4. So I watch Punk, and sometimes I don't really know like why is he so dominant.
It's mainly he's usually 1 or 2 steps ahead of you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like especially if you were watching the ESL, if you ever watched like some of those matches, like the grand finals with Phenom, it's like that was just. It was just like it seems like it's
losers in that one or no. Or did he get knocked into losers?
Yeah. And
I did see that.
Yeah. And it was just like just some of the stuff he does is like he just feels like luck, but that's how he plays.
Yeah.
And like
well, he's all the greats sometimes look like that.
Yeah, exactly. and the thing is because he's so young, like you know, like he's just gonna get better. Like even with that's like he's kind of like my favorite.
I see Punk. And a part of me wonders, like, man, if 5 didn't happen, would he still be that good?
That's
right?
the whole
right. We'll never know, and we'll never know.
That's it.
We'll never know. Would Daigo have fallen, and all the other Japanese greats who they haven't fallen, but they're just nowhere near as dominant as they were. You know?
Yeah.
Like we'll never know.
I mean, that's how you can see like Street Fighter 5. It had like the Captain Cup was the first American Grand Finals.
All right. So here, yes, that happened, right? And Knuckle Dude's the G. Did he fight Ricky?
Yeah, that was the grand finals. He fought Ricky. Yeah,
that's why a lot of people are angry that Ricky's going. And I haven't been following the rules, but I think
I didn't even know that was the rules.
I think just out of legacy, like that's great that she's going just because. Yeah, like it's
that
weird
was awesome.
because
it was awesome though. That was like awesome with American Grand Finals. I would never imagine that.
No, I didn't imagine that, and it's good that she goes because like it's weird. Like Ricky didn't really have like the greatest year overall.
Well, I mean, they freaking clipped Chun-Li's legs.
No, I don't even mean this year. I mean last year. It wasn't even that great either in terms of like results.
Oh yeah, it was always she was always like in the top 4. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Like, but see, so yes, American Grand Finals happened, but I believe that's the first. Yeah, last year was the first year where they introduced regions, and so you see, look, I feel like Capcom, yes, because I know Alex Vi and people like to talk all this bullshit about see what happens when you release the game equally. And I'm like, no, hold on, son. You just saying one pro for America right there. You need to also say, see what happens when you don't release an arcade machine in Japan. Still waiting for that. I don't think it's happening. Probably won't ever happen.
Oh, no, it's going to happen.
Really? Arcade edition at home?
Well, yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
Is it finally gonna happen?
Yeah, that's why they're making.
Are we gonna get those
edition.
networks the same way with the cards and shit, so we can keep tracking? We can have 20,000 point Daigo and all that bullshit.
Who knows?
Apparently, they need that shit, yo. They need that shit.
I don't know.
But anyway, they don't have an arcade thing, which kind of killed their scene, right? It also gave birth to all these young kids, like the Rashid player from Japan and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seemed like it killed their scene, right? So yeah, they don't have a arcade. But then the introduction of regions, to me, that's the real reason you get American. because it went from like the original Capcom. First off, now it's 32 spots versus 16. There's another reason. Yeah. But I'm for the 32. What I'm not for is the introduction of reasons now gives me all these people who probably shouldn't be there. Because let me tell you something. If we did a best 32 and it was like the old rules,
it'll be completely different.
It'd be like pretty much a lot of Asian and then, the usual Americans. So I guess now it would be, okay, Punk, Smug, Do, and maybe a few other stragglers who get to sneak in,
like 801 Striders.
And 801's good because, man, he picked the right ones to go to. He didn't have a good year. He had some great tournaments, like the ones that he won to. But overall, it's like, oh, you still play this game? Because he wasn't there for most of the year.
Exactly. That was one. And he's a Laura player, so that's biased me why I like him. So
Laura's, fuck Laura.
Man,
Laura's amazing. Cause I remember Laura and Rashid. I remember the reaction month 1, month 2, where it's man, these characters are ass.
Yeah, this character's trash.
And I'll switch to yo, these characters are cheating. Fucking people. There's people on Earth who think Rashid is SS tier or some dumbass shit like that. He's the perfect character.
Yeah.
I was people thought that character was trash.
In season 1,
trash. Not even just month 1, when no one knew what to do.
Yeah.
Because it was just so different than Street Fighter. He's playing Marvel and all this bullshit that people like to say. But no, regions helped a lot because now we have to get Americans. Yeah. Now we have to get a South American player. Not Kioma beat Infiltration and made it and fucking made it. Really made it and earned that shit. Nope, we getting them. We just have to get them now, And damn, the worst thing possible, Asia reason. Because now you got Japan stuffed with Korea and China. Are you kidding me?
Taiwan,
so now you got all the killers murdering each other.
Yes.
You got the West Coast of the NBA so that they can get a merciful East Coast team to play at the end,
Oh my God. Oh my God. I never thought of it that way.
That's what it is. That's how you get. Look, man, I love LeBron. I'm a big LeBron James defender or fan. But that man would have never made 7 Eastern Conference. If it was best of 16. No, not just the West. If it was best of 16, dude, I honestly believe, and we can do some actual math. Not right now because I don't have nothing prepared. But we can do some math where if it was best of 16, I firmly believe Miami Heat win 0 titles. I'm dead ass because they would have to play West Coast teams. Because my thing is there should be best of 16. So it's not if they were in the West, no. Just take the best 16 teams because now you're going to get 12 Western teams. Maybe not this season, but back then, you would have got 12 Western teams and then the usual 1 and 2 in the East and then probably more Western teams. And I'm all right, now let's see how you guys do when you have to face decent teams. Maybe not the first round because you still have a good record. But, the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, when it gets later in those rounds.
Yeah, versus you only have to play 2 teams every year. The other East Coast guy and then the Western guy who murdered himself to get there. You know what I mean? Because that team, without going too much NBA, that team struggled with big men, right? They made Roy Hibbert look like a genius. And this is a man who could never play center unless he was playing the Miami Heat. It was amazing. But I'm so you telling me that team is supposed to beat the Memphis Grizzlies, who they had a younger Zach Randolph and a younger Marc Gasol? They would have bodied everybody. Because Chris Bosh wasn't playing big, and LeBron was pretending to be a center back then, you know? They would have bodied, Memphis Grizzlies would have bodied that team every time, yo. That's what I believe. But we'll never have that because politics. And same thing. I think because they want to make esports, right? Or fighting games esports. Regions allow players from every region. So now I have a reason to watch. Instead of we got to watch the Japan Cup again in Cali.
Or I have a reason to participate now too. Just because.
Yeah, but I just hate when people are we got a first American fight. I'm yeah, we do. We keep rigging the rules to go that way. Why wouldn't we? Come on. That's not to take nothing away because is still good enough to get through them. Yeah. Ricky's been playing with them for years. You know what I mean? But it's just look what you had to do to make that happen. You had to change the whole game dramatically
game with the point system and everything.
Versus the very first Capcom Cup where Sako showed up with Evil Ryu and just bodied everybody free. No one even knew what an Evil Ryu was till that day. That shit was amazing. I'm just saying, man. That's another thing about Street Fighter 5. Like, it's the most boring game I've ever watched. Sako, like, it's the most boring Sako I've ever seen. That's what I'm talking. Like, Sako, every game was unique because he did crazy shit. Like, he can play Guilty Gear. Maybe there's a lot of Guilty Gear players, so maybe not now, but like in his prime, he did stuff with Zato that people weren't doing. He did stuff with Cammy, the Sako combos with Cammy, the Ibuki stuff with Cammy. I'm sorry, the Ibuki stuff with Sako. And then he makes the Evil. I always remember at Evil is in top 8, I think, or top 16, one of those. He's playing Ricky Ortiz, and he does like a 22 or 28 hit combo with Evil Ryu.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's Sako in a nutshell. One of the 5 gods. Sako is not trying to win this tournament. He's trying to do stupid shit to you. Sako is hot sauce. He's hot. You know who hot sauce is? Yeah, that's what Sako is. Because he's like, we could win the game. Or I could do 28 hits on your ass in a game that probably most combos are under 10. You know, like
just because like
and he loses that match, I believe, because of that, because of scaling. You know, like because he, instead of optimizing and going for like a setup, he's like, nah, I'm going for as many. Now he's going for 28 hits. He's going till I drop. You know what I'm saying? He's going till
I'm just gonna do it.
I get pushed away so much. You know, like because I'm doing this jab ass combo with Evil Ryu. You know, like, but I mean, he can't do that. Like,
Street Fighter 5 doesn't have none of that.
Most boring Chun-Li I ever seen. Most boring Akuma I ever seen. Because I could watch Takedo Akuma but he's awesome because of what he does.
That's
not because he's doing crazy shit. The same thing. Nemo shows up with innovation with Urien, if that's how you say the name. But then like a month later, everybody knows how to do it. And now Nemo's not so unique. Now he's just Nemo, the guy who hates defense and goes forward a lot. You know what I mean?
And it's really the structure of the game. That's kind of like the main reason why I played Killer. That's like the main reason why I made Killer Instinct. Was because of all the freedom you could do. Like you could do like everybody like they had like it was a thing where like the community did a Jago tournament. So it was all the Jago mains, and every one of their Jagos played different.
Was that like here or? Just,
no, it was just an online tournament.
Okay,
just for fun.
Yeah.
But like just stuff like that. Like just how you could be creative.
You see that in Street Fighter 4, like that crazy Ryu player, the psychopath. Like I think he plays 5, but not seriously. But like can't remember his name. Rain used to like him a lot. Like he's a stupid Ryu player. Like he does Shoryukens at the worst times, but they work for some reason, you know? Like, it's like everything you shouldn't do that Ryu, you know what I mean? But he wins. He's not like a bum, you know? Like it was that Ryu, you know? And it's like, you don't see that. Like, oh, it's Ryu.
I forgot what tournament it was. I think it was Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
The last Battlegrounds, but it was like this online, there was this kid player who played like online kid. And he was just doing, I have to find it for you, but he was just doing like the stupidest, like,
did it work or no?
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, because people don't expect that shit in tournaments. That's why it worked.
Like online kids.
That's when you become so good, like you forgot how to fight the bad, you know? But yeah, the last Battlegrounds, the Boston one, like I only enjoyed like seeing Abigail because like, oh, you don't see that yet.
Guy,
yeah, you don't see that yet. I heard that online you see that a lot more now.
Oh, of course, because of that.
Yeah, like everything's unique. Like I respect Wolf Crone a lot, man, but it's like I seen that already. You know, like it's what he does. I didn't even watch the top 8 the next day because it was
like whatever.
The same thing. And then now because of regions, we have a lot less traveling going on too. Like a lot of the European players, like they barely come over.
They don't.
Even on the premieres, not too many of them come over anymore. And to get the Japanese or most of the Asians, like it has to be a premiere. They ain't got no interest in anything else, you know. Evo is like the only time now we have that big gathering, you know. Like it was getting in the beginning though. Everybody was going to every premiere, like just trying to get points and shit, you know. Like,
but right now it's completely different though.
Sucks, man. Like just killed it, man. I guess it makes the Capcom Cup special, but it's just like I used to be one of the reasons I liked fighting games. Like, is that the best of the best played each other more often than any other sport. Like to me, tennis was the closest thing because they essentially have a tournament. So they don't have losers bracket, but it's like you can go watch any Grand Slam and all those guys are gonna play each other. You know?
Yeah. And that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah. And it's like NBA, like me being a person who grew up on basketball, it's like, man, like all this is mean.
Like all the structure.
Yeah, all this shit is mean. Like seasons are stupid. Most of the playoffs are stupid. Like it's just whack. Like it never has any meaning, you know. But like fighting is like the best are always playing the best. Like it starts off obviously not that way because of Friday, but I mean like it gets to it. Like you get to see all of it. You get to see the bad,
you get
good,
the
and
good,
ugly.
like bad, the bad, the mediocre, the all right, the good, the amazing.
You get everything. Yeah, and it's like some other sports seems like you get a lot of bad, but people just love it because they just want to be entertained. But I don't know. That was a lot of hating from me.
When I go to sleep, I dream of red suns in the bed. No, that makes no sense, and you're the only one that probably cares. Lately, little Teddy's been turning into nightmares, gnashing teeth and sharp claws, violent, and I'm always scared. She's got a fake boyfriend. He lives in LA. Says she met him online. I mean, what else can I say? Said he'll visit next May, but that's hard to believe. Cause he works at a cafe, and playing tickets ain't free. Says he's in school, he's doing big things. He'll be the best welder this world's ever seen. God, I sound like an asshole. I don't mean to be mean. It's just when we talked, you had bigger dreams. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. When I go to sleep, I dream of red sun and the beds. I know that makes no sense. You're the only one that probably cares. Lately, little Teddy's been turning into nightmares. Gnash your teeth and sharp claws, violent, and I'm always scared. She's got a fake boyfriend. He plays in a band. Parents say he's too old. They just don't understand. To get married's the plan, but she wants a ring. And he works at a cafe, and them things ain't free. Yeah, I know he's in school. He's doing big things. He'll be the best plumber this world's ever seen. I know I'm being an asshole, but all I can do is be mean. 1,000 miles away, and he's more there than I could ever be. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song.